Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please, none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never slip. Keep your hands to your lips, don't talk about it. Real eyes, real lives all the time. Stand on it, if we said it, we don't walk around it. Loose lips, sink ships, red cup, blue strips, new phone, who this? No, we don't allow it. Really on go, I don't know what's an off day. Now we on road, keep from smoking in the hallway. Now we got really on go, I don't know what's an off day.
What that is? Ooh, black people. Hello, everyone. We got somebody slipping already on the show. We ain't gonna tell nobody.
I'm drinking water and forgot to turn my other device down.
That water that serious?
That water look like it's fire.
That's good.
Well, I see you done about killed it.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch more over there. We get.
There you go. I feel y'all. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in on this Friday, January 23rd. We see we got everybody in the place today, in their space and ready to do what they do. I don't know what in the hell DA is doing right now. So he act like he having a 90s photo moment or something.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that fly shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hey man, that's you.
We just don't never know what we're gonna get for real. From neither one of them.
Hey,
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? Make sure the beer is right. Make sure the fragrance is fragrancing it. Let's go.
Looking like a damn professor at college. Damn.
It's the glasses or the hat.
Professor DJ Mr. Unbothered.
Oh, yeah, I take it.
Thank y'all for joining me today on this session.
How's everybody's week been? How's everybody?
Every week been good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's been all right.
Facts. Okay.
Been
Yeah.
real
It's been pretty good. It's been productive. Kind of slow boogie today, but bad weather, so I kind of figured. But other than that,
Oh, y'all got the weather today.
yeah, we got some good stuff today.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's
It's about to get real for them in a hot second. Like for real.
Starting to get real right now.
Is
Yeah.
it like
Sunset.
is it thick or is it just like okay?
Yeah. But other than that, all is well. We're ready to have a conversation with the
I'm ready. I'm ready, lock, cock, and ready to rock. Cause I was just like,
I like
be
this.
your own people. That's the shit that's crazy about it.
Ain't that the nice little famous line? Is either it be your own people or it be your own kids. So that's like the famous line used on a regular basis right now. So definitely, DA, you want to go on and set that up?
So yeah, I could set it up. So I was scrolling on the wonderful world wide web, and I had to come across a post. It was real interesting because it caught my attention because it started like with it was freeze frame, and it started like I thought it was an aerobics class. I really did. But then when I started to listen to it and pay attention to what they were talking about, they was basically saying black people are extra. Stop. I'm talking. Black people are extra. And I was like, huh? And then because on the thing it said, why are black people so extra? So when I clicked on it, it went through all the different I guess you can say subjects, diasporas, whatever, of black people acting extra. Like one event they showed was like a dance group, and it was all other people dancing, all other types of people dancing, and the one black girl, she was getting it. Like she was in front, putting it down, like letting you know, like this her thing. And then as you go through it, people were asking, why do black people do this? And I was just like, do what? For one. For two, what is the issue? I think that's something that's been in the background for a while when it comes to dealing with us as a race, as a faction, how a community, however you want to look at it. They always think when we do stuff, we are being extra. And before we go any further and jump into the conversation, let's go ahead and you got it queued up.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and let's tell what we're talking about.
Give me that commercial vibes. Play that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, see, come on with it.
You good?
Dance regular. Why can't black preachers just preach regular?
Won't he try your tears? Won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he? Won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he? Somebody say yeah.
Why must black gospel singers oversing everything? Why can't black singers just sing regular? Nobody wants to hear all those runs. If you think that these questions and statements were made by white people, well, you're right and wrong. They were, in fact, made by white people by way of bamboozled black people.
Why don't you just talk regular? Why don't you just preach regular? Why don't you just teach regular?
The gospel norms wasn't working no more, man. Y'all sing too hard. Y'all oversing. Stop doing that. Don't nobody want to hear no runs.
Bamboozled black people who have normalized whiteness so much so that attributes of blackness are abnormal to them. And the black church of all places is not immune to the bamboozle. Suddenly, black gospel singers are being criticized for over-singing in the black vocal tradition. How many Italians have you heard complain about opera singers over-singing and doing too many runs? And complaining about black preachers preaching too black? And God told Moses, how? Be my woman and I'll be your man. Ha! Black Coopin preachers are still demonstrating the living embodiment of the word and the labor as one. But the reason I'm not even going to waste my time or yours giving you a dialect lesson behind black cadence is because you've already made yourself clear.
If y'all call that dialect, then y'all can have it.
Not us. Y'all, your black heritage.
This is taught behavior. You learned it from your bishop. You grew up in church since you was age of 5, and your bishop taught like that. So you thought that this is how preachers are supposed to sound.
Yes, those preachers probably learned it from their bishop, or the pastor above them and the pastor above them who passed it down. That's how traditions work. But you frame it as a weakness, as something that's inauthentic. You have an appetite for the ordinary, a preference for mediocrity, the regular against which blackness is judged.
You don't get it. You know who get it? White people get it. First off, everybody know I'm a Trump voter.
But to answer your question, black people are neither extra nor ordinary. We are simply extraordinary. We out here.
Yeah, and I like the way he broke it down, but I want to go further into the conversation because he kind of hit on it, but he didn't go deep into it. I try to be knowledgeable on the history of things, because without history, you won't understand how you got to a certain spot. So, from what I've learned, once I saw that, and I started doing the research, a lot of the things that are done today, i.e., the way the pastor preaches, i.e., the way we dance, the way we move, the way we harmonize, all of that stuff was ingrained in our DNA, and it was there was an attempt. That's what I said. There was an attempt to smother that during the transatlantic slavery. That's why a lot of a lot of the things that we do, it comes so natural. It's not that it's a learned behavior. It's in our DNA. An example of that, um, just the way we our example of that, dancing. You might have your few who are clumsy and can't catch a beat if it came with handles, but for a majority of people that look like us, we have a rhythm, a certain swagger, and that's because of culturally where we come from. That's how we communicate.
Yeah, I agree. With what you're saying, and I'm gonna say this. Especially the part about something being smothered, or as I like to call it, suppressed. You can only suppress something for so long before it's going to resurface one way or another. You know, the part I guess that stood out mostly for me was the preaching aspect. It's a learned behavior, this and that. When in our actuality, it like you said, it's ingrained into our DNA. If you look back, man, if you really study and research, even before, because people could say, certain things was pushed on us, was pushed, and I believe that to be true. However, even in that, there was an adaptation to it. That's why it looks so different than our counterparts. If you catch my drift, there was an adaptation. Even the way, like they say, people catching the Holy Ghost. Yeah, you could say this was pushed on us, this, and that. But if you go to their spots as opposed to our spots, it looks totally different. And there's a relative notion that's there. Yeah, it sounds familiar, but in reality, we always have put our own flavor, quote unquote, into it. Um, and I can go on and on, but I'm gonna see if TK got anything that she wanted to say, and I'll hop back on it because I got a lot to say about it. You got something you want to say?
I'm with you. The first thing that stuck out to me, probably due to the background, is the preaching. You tend, growing up, you tend to see a lot of the younger generation imitating the pastors. You see, even if they're playing by themselves, you can tend to catch a young male child with a microphone and they repeating whatever the words the pastor says. And a lot of them are adding a little spice to it. May it be a specific word that's being said, maybe it's the style, the movement, um, everything like that. And then, if depending on their child, they add their, like I said, their own little flair to it. But it's one of those things that it's like a template. You start to see it as a child, and you continue seeing it, and it grows and grows and grows within you. And that's where a lot of the um I guess you would say the following of where a child tends to most likely walk in that path is because they've grown up into that, and that's what something that they want to be.
I'm gonna add on to that too, and like you said, he kind of he kind of hit on it, and everybody keeps dancing around it. A lot of that came from like the being working in the fields, trying to keep spirits up, trying to keep people on pace. Pick whether it was picking cotton, whether it was working on the railroad, whether it was whatever they were doing out in the open, and it was a way, a means of communicating as well. Like a lot of the gospel hymns that I shouldn't say, a lot of the Baptist Southern Baptist hymns come from the field, comes from the workers on the railroad track. Why? Because it was their way of, one, lifting their spirits, and two, also working in in unison.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, and also we got to think about this um aspect. The people that the individuals that have an issue or quote unquote say that certain people are being extra, even if they look like us. There's always been an intentional divide there. Sometimes intentional, sometimes unintentional. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine earlier. She's really, really successful in her life and career, but she's kind of like the only one in her family that's that successful. She's about my age, about 50 years old, but it's like there's a wedge or a gap between her and her family because her family expects her to be there or do certain things, and she does. But then now, when she doesn't, then it's an issue. I said that to say this. So even in that mindset, right, there's always one person that's unintentionally outcast for whatever reason. You know, the one that can't dance as well or sing as well, right? Unintentionally outcast. So now it's the mindset of, well, why you got to be so extra because I don't fit in, and that's another thing. Or a book that I read, it'll get there, and also, the house mentality, the house Negro mentality, um, unintentional. It created a wedge or level of jealousy. Um, yeah, so this person is going to look at everybody else while they're out there singing and dancing to keep the cadence or to keep the spirits uplifted. They're being extra to hopefully quiet them down. So,
Yeah, and the sad part about it is a lot of people who are speak against it really don't understand the connection and how deep the connection go. Because if we really break it down like a Cadillac on four flats, the people who started this, like i.e. our ancestors that were brought over here, they were like he said in the thing, they were extraordinary. Why? Because they learned English. They was forced to learn English, but yet and still found ways to communicate, and it's partly a part of the native tongue and covertly through these songs. And for somebody that looks like us to say, y'all need to stop, y'all need to stop, that's just showing how disconnected they are from their people. Like, let's keep it 100. You're disconnected from your people. And my thoughts when it comes to this, when it's like, oh, you doing too much, you doing too much, you doing too much, is okay. But brother, what are you doing? Are you doing anything? Are you doing enough? Like, not don't listen to how it's being delivered. Listen to the messages.
yeah,
Like, if you're gonna get upset about how it's delivered, you gonna miss the message. You don't get mad at the pizza delivery if he come and throw your shit on the porch. No, you gonna pick the shit up and eat it.
you're gonna bring me a new pizza, but anyway.
But you see what I'm saying though, you still
Yeah.
gonna accept it. You still
Mhm.
gonna accept it.
And here's another thing. A lot of things, this whole competitive nature that's been forced on us. Uh, so I don't know, man. It's weird, man, because some things are just natural. Like I was looking at the young lady dancing, and she was doing the exact same dance as everyone in their group, but you could see how the natural movements that she naturally had, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people are gonna say it's extra, but I to me, it's just her natural movements,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so on and so forth. Man,
She
we
was
can
in
think
her
about
zone.
this, right? She was in her zone. Like, think about people that are naturally athletic, right? People say that they're extra, but no, it's just them naturally doing what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can relate to that, man. Being an athlete and all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Of
Oh,
course,
trust and
yeah,
believe. I used to catch it all the time, and I laugh, and I'm like, bro, I put in the work to get here. Like, I'm not understanding where the hate coming from. And I said,
yeah,
I can't help it that I'm stronger than you. That's just genetics.
facts, yeah,
So why? What's the hate? And that's the thing with him. And it's with actually both of them. One of them, I was just like, you look like somebody's uncle. You just mad because your mama used to make you sit on the goddamn front pew and
right.
give you that look in church because you out there trying to chew gum and talk to your friends.
Yeah, the
That's
dude
why you
that
mad.
was in the car, I was like, man, be quiet, dude.
Yeah,
And then the other dude, man, at the end, oh man, it's
I
crazy, bro.
promise you, I guarantee you, he is not surrounded by people that look like him.
And this thing, man, some people be so eager to fit in
Yeah,
that they'll go against what's
and
natural or what should be
and that's what
natural.
I'm about to say. Yep, and not realizing they'll be more of an outcast. They're more of an outcast because you're not being authentic. You're not being authentic at all. Now,
Yes,
now, being being the devil's advocate, I can see where they are coming from as far as with the runs and with some of the things that the pastors do. Like I've seen one where I'm like, all right, bro, that ain't you ain't speaking in tongues. You just talking like sounding like he's coming in a Honda. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't speaking tongues. That ain't it. That ain't it.
okay, but let's talk about that though, right? I want to hang our right there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You because a lot of times to us it sounds extra, but it's unnatural for people with lips like our lips, built the way we built, to
Mm,
be talking this language that we're talking. The
mm,
dragging stuff out, the extraness. If you
mm-hmm.
listen to, man, I'm big on um, languages and stuff like that, man. I mean, I've studied so many, bro. You probably wouldn't believe it. But like, the Africans with the click language, they draw
Mm-hmm.
words out natural.
Yep.
Certain things are certain sounds are there. So even in that space, yeah, it sounds extra to us speaking a language that's not natural to us, but to people, hey, what's going on, family? Um, but to people that are engulfed in that culture, they can hear where it comes from.
Even then, like I said, sometimes like if you and I'm just speaking for me. Like sometimes when I of hear like a group of Africans or a group of Jamaicans or whatever, Bahamians, whatever, I can catch on to the conversation.
That's
I may
right.
not understand the word that they're saying,
We didn't catch
but
on to the cadence of it, the dialect.
I can
Yeah,
catch on to the and it's wild. It's wild to me because I'm just like, okay, I kind of know what you're talking about. You just
bro.
need to fill me in on something.
Yeah, man. I was studying Swahili, no joke, man.
Oh,
And bro,
I
it
used to
was
know how to
just
speak.
seeming natural. I mean, I've studied Spanish, French, but the Swahili, man, when I was reading that, man, it was just clicking, just going off, man.
I used to speak Swahili when I was
Okay,
younger.
I believe it, man. But so
But
is, and also think about why like so many people like us have certain speech impediments, right? You know, have certain things is because we're talking in a language that's totally foreign and unnatural to everything about us. You know, our tongue, our lips, our cheeks,
Mm-hmm.
everything about us is built to speak a certain way. But as you
Yep.
know, so
Yeah. And that's why it's so easy for like, and I say this with a tongue in cheek. It's so easy for us to learn different languages because
mhm,
we're naturally ingrained to learn, to understand and know multiple languages.
this is true. So yeah, man, it sounds extra to people that don't have an understanding, man. And you know, let's just be honest. You know, sometimes it's just fun. We could say being extra, but doing it because you know you can do it and nobody else can do it.
And I
But
was about
keep
to
it a buck.
I was definitely going to go
let's take it
there.
a little deeper.
It's
Sometimes
just,
what's considered as the extra is that
Yeah.
show off, that look what I
right.
can do or I can do it better. And a lot of times too, depending on the person, it comes off as a challenge for somebody else to try to even match, could be on a level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's like me. You know, sometimes you know we just fall into our natural rhythm with stuff. Flow
Mm-hmm.
with it. You know, if they say it's extra, it be extra. Own it. You know, I take it. I will gladly wear that crown.
So let's go outside of the church that they was talking about in the runs in there. Look at dressing, like
Bro,
dress up, uh uh gold chains, all this stuff. They used to say that was extra. Walking around with thick, like looking like Mr. T with all the gold chains on or the big medallions. Folks call that extra. But I don't see what the problem is. If that's theirs, that's their money, they can afford it. Let them be.
so let's think about that, man, and let's put it in context. I'm with you when you're right, right? But think about again our heritage and our culture, right? Our status. Like what was it about them that made them stand out?
Mm-hmm.
Gold, silver, the way they dressed, all these
Yeah.
things. So subconsciously, man, these things are just resurfacing, bro. Now, I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say go out and spend your last and not be able to take care of your family. No, not at all. But like you said, if you got it, man, and if it's not gonna take away from the household, but only increase, then by all
Yeah.
means, you know,
Cause my thing was cars and the sound.
was
Yeah,
oh
was.
not is okay was
Nah. Mm-mm.
gotcha.
Well, not not. So I haven't done a project car in about 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah, like the last one I did, my ex-wife got.
Mm.
That was a Ford Explorer Sport with I had two 15s in the back, 6x9s, all yeah. I had some knock in it, so that
Kind
was
of
my
hurt a little
thing.
bit, huh?
That was my thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I see the pain in your eyes.
yeah.
Got it.
That was my thing, and it's funny. I know I'm getting off subject now, but I put it in myself. I put all the system and everything in it, and her brother paid people to do it, and he always had problems.
Mm.
Always had problems. I ain't never had no problems.
I feel that. I feel that. And you know, everybody had that thing. Like mine, you know, cars. I used, you know, fool around a little bit, but not necessarily cars. But you know, so I'm with that. I'm with that. TK, you got anything you want to add right there? We're just kind of flowing.
Um, and I highly agree. A lot of times, if we go back and talk about the slave days or whatever, when the slaves had free time, um, back then, it was singing and dancing. It was
Mm-hmm.
a way for them to de-stress and kind of let their hair down. So a lot of times, even now, when you catch this person that's considered being extra, that's they release. That's them being who they naturally are. But that's
Yeah.
them enjoying themselves and having them a good time.
That's a great point of view. I ain't even think about that. That is a great point of view.
For
That's a
real. I
great
like
point.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like we said at the beginning, like the title, like, is it? Let's talk about it. Passion or problematic? I think it's more along the passion, and we're passionate people. Like that's been a let's that's been a gift and a curse to us as a culture. Being passionate people, passionate, loving people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been a gift and a curse to us because I hate to say it, the shit is what got us where we at. and then on top of that, it's what got us where we at. If we weren't passionate or loving people, I think the things that we went through as a culture and are going through would have destroyed us. But because of our passion and because the love that we have, not just for other people, but just for ourselves, that we have in us to give, it keeps us going.
Yeah,
And
I
I
can
think
agree with
I
that.
believe that's where a lot of this hate, like why they're saying, why you got to do so much? Why you got to do so much? It's because we love doing it.
Yeah.
And because we can.
Yeah, because we love doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people out there not outside of us that can, but it's like it's
Who?
almost like it's
Who?
almost like
The people
oh,
out there outside of us that can. I want
like it's some people that could like shit. Why you playing? The Asian population has taken over breakdancing. Like some of that pop locking they be doing, I'm like, okay,
they didn't take over. We gave it to them. Where they get it from?
yeah, yeah. But they doing it now. They running. I ain't
We
gonna say
did it 40 years ago. They can have it now.
I ain't gonna say they running the show, but because it's a
40
brother
years
out
ago, it was us. What else?
there, and it's
Try
still
again.
up at times. But and that's another thing because once upon a time that was considered problematic breaking.
Yeah.
Why you got all these hip hoppers on the street spinning on their heads and on the cardboards and shit? Now it's a fucking sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, I'm with you, man. But I don't agree with you when you say that they could do it as well. Mm-mm.
It's gone now. Hey, all right, go. Oh, wait. There's something out there. I give credit where credit's due.
I'm still waiting on you to tell me who.
Yeah, what? Oh, what? Dancing or what?
Your pick.
Oh, basketball. Well, it used to be white chocolate. Jason Williams.
Better than who?
Shit, better than half the motherfuckers out there now. Like, for real. We keep it 100. For real.
White chocolate. All right.
Yeah.
I'll see that one.
Yeah, but see, but the thing is too with that is I think that came from being basically in submerged in the culture.
Okay.
So and that's another thing. Our influence is crazy.
Yeah.
It's bananas.
I think a lot of people look at the extraness as being a distraction, and I think that's probably where a lot of the trying to suppress comes from. But I think it's only a distraction if you're there for not for the correct purpose, and that's in any arena. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. We all know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
But but I do agree with you when you say it's only a distraction to people who can't do it.
Mm,
People who can't understand it.
yeah. It's usually also only a complaint when somebody can't do it as well.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Or a source of jealousy.
Mm-hmm. But
Yes.
I'm still trying to understand why. Well, you said it earlier, DJ, about the divide. It's like why us? Why people that look like us got something to say? And at the end of the day, you're benefiting from the stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna say this, man. It's always someone that is so far gone. You know, we can call it whitewash, brainwash, whatever the case is, man. I mean, I think about it like this, man. How can a person with that mentality even look in the mirror, man, and be pleased with what they see?
Mm.
I don't know, it's tough, man. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go?
They got him.
They got him. Yeah. What you think about that? Like, that whole mentality, man. It's like old dude at the end, talking about who he vote for and all that, man. That's just ridiculous. I mean, your choice is your choice, but you walking around here like that's a badge of honor because you know it's BS. Like,
yeah.
we even
That is
have to
not
advertise something like that on a arena like that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I was saying, DA?
Man, no, my dog wanted to play. And he threw his toy on the desk and it
Dude at
hit
the end, they was talking about who he voted for and all that stuff, man. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything, bro?
Oh no, that's a what they call it, a dog whistle.
Man,
And I'm like you, like waving a white flag, like I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think that it's a lot of minorities, not just people that look like us that do that. Say, oh, I voted for Trump. And I'm
But
like,
this is
okay.
my thing, though. If you really felt that confident and secure in it, then you wouldn't have to advertise it.
Bingo. Whoop, there it is.
Bro, what are you really trying to hide?
Whoop, there it is.
Prove? Like, don't nobody care?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. He basically is letting everybody, the people he was talking to, he was letting them know that he's different. He's not like us. Like old boy said, y'all. Why don't y'all do that? Yeah. That's y'all. That's not me. I voted for Trump.
Best believe. Soon enough, they're gonna remind him that he's just like us.
No, I don't. I agree. But it's an analogy I used to get in trouble for in the military. I used to say about interracial dating, and I used to say this. I was like, they were like, oh, they love me and da 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 da. I said, if you look at history, they love their dogs too until they got tired of them, and then what happened? They put them down.
Yeah.
So just know, and that's the same thing. Like people, I feel like people who look like us that says things like this got to understand that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
That's a slippery slope. And hell, you can look at society now and tell that's a real slippery slope because you'll get more time for beating up a dog than you will beating up a person.
I don't know if we can say that on here, but I know you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real. So this whole problematic, and then again, to go back to the problematic stuff, that's your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, treat it like a TV. Turn the channel.
Yeah.
Stop tuning in. But it must be something you like that you got to keep commenting on, or you had to go on a national show and say something about it.
And here's my thing, DA. Man, you gotta find what you're good at. Stop comparing yourself to the next man. Like, man, it would be ridiculous for me to get out there with you on the football field and try to keep up with you. Now, find me a dance floor or a microphone. You get what I'm saying, though? I mean, real talk. I'm not finna. This dude is a professional athlete. He built different. I'm not finna do it. But give me a stage or a theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's find what you do and just own it. Stop worrying about because you can't dance like the next person, but then sing. Or if you can sing, dance, or whatever the case is.
Find your niche.
Find your niche. Find it, man. Yeah. Find what you're good at. And own it, do it, man, and appreciate the next man for doing what they do well, instead of trying to tear them down because you can't. Like, man, that part right there. You know?
Or like I say, try to understand where it comes from.
I like that.
That's it. Because if you understand, then you're like, okay, you don't have to agree. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm joining the club now, but you understand where it comes from.
Yeah. You said something earlier, man, that hit a little different. Man, you talked about the whole African diaspora, right? Diaspora depends on where you're from. You got to understand, just because we're all congregated here, man, we're from so many different parts, man, of a specific continent. You know, my particular tribe may have did a certain thing well, but your particular tribe may have did the same thing extraordinary. You know, so yeah, just because we live on the same block now, you know, there's been so much divide and us pressed together, man. When you sit back and understand, but you also got to have that understanding to appreciate now. There's a chance, man, for us to merge so much, man, as opposed to trying to tear down and divide even more. You know, man, they take people from so many different aspects and jammed them all together, and that's who we are.
Yep.
And that's just here. You know, we think about all those islands in the Caribbean and all those other countries where we exist.
Brazil, the Central America, all that. Yeah.
So,
and I think that's where a lot of the focused, how can I say this? Focused resentment comes from, because they folks understand not only the complexity but the impact of unification.
That's good. When you sit back and when you try to understand, you know, try to grasp the understanding, you're gonna find your place.
Yep.
You're gonna find your tribe. You're gonna find your village, the people you're supposed to do life with. But when you're trying to tear down, it's only just gonna create more chaos, man. And that's absolutely ridiculous, man. You do what you do, vote for who you want to vote for, but just make sure your convictions, you got to deal with that. Yeah. Don't try to push that off on somebody else, man. That's the part right there. Yeah. So, and the reason why I say convictions is because you get these people that try to click up, right? Not because I don't like this thing. I'm gonna try to find people and force my feelings and beliefs on them so we can come and attack this. So that's the reason why I say you got to deal with your convictions. Don't try to. So if you see that a lot, people trying to click up, and man,
that's part of the dysfunction. And it, like you saw, shit, we just seen an example of that when dude was on whatever podcast or whatever talking. Why you gotta do all that? First and foremost, I voted for Trump.
And wait.
And that's he was letting it. That's him finding his clique.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I got you.
Yeah, that's him finding his clique, letting them know I ride with you. And it's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's more and more we talk about it, more and more I think about it. It's like like I said, the passion that we have has, like the old people say, brought us a mighty long way.
Yeah.
Because like thinking about uh hell, I can remember that the 80s and the 90s, some of the stuff we experienced. So I can only imagine what it was like the 50s, 60s, and the 70s. And like we still in here, we still enjoying life, we still moving forward.
Mhm.
So I don't think what he was saying, what they were saying, I ain't gonna say he was saying, is a representation of us saying it's like making it seem like it's problematic. I think if it wasn't for our adaptability, if it wasn't for the ancestors, like we say all the time, the ancestors standing up in us, giving us these things, because that's all it is. Because if we really were broken the way they tried to break us, a lot of the things we do now we wouldn't be doing. I.e. the dancing, I.e. the singing, the runs, i.e. the preaching, the way I ain't gonna say the preaching, the way we preach, regardless of
Yes.
if it's Christian, Islam, Hindu, whatever. It's we still have that type of tone, that type of cadence. So I think that's what the passion is what allows us to do that, to be able to bring all of that forward. Because I understand when a guy said the pastor, you heard that from your pastor, and your pastor heard it from his pastor, blah blah blah, XYZ. But it had to come from somewhere. They just didn't wake up one morning and be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do this in church," or "Ooh, I'm gonna talk to such and such like this and see what happened." Nah, it came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if that's the case, right? What didn't what didn't come from somewhere?
Come on, dog, talk to me.
I mean, even if he learned that from watching his pastor or bishop, there's a lot of things that we do every day that we learn from watching our mom and daddy, the people in our life that are in authority or they're supposed to pour into us. That's human nature.
Yep, that's how we evolve. That's how we carry traditions.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question, right? Has there ever been an instance? Uh-oh,
Cause he
has
want to play and he threw his toy up. You heard the crash. That
yeah,
was
I
him
heard
throwing his
so.
toy up there.
Has there ever been an instance where y'all might have had to check y'all's self for calling somebody extra or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. When I
yeah,
was younger, yeah,
yeah. Facts.
extra ghetto, and I had to sit down. I had to really have a come to Jesus moment with myself when it came to because I was, and that's why I think that's ain't I think why that kind of stuck with me because I could see I could empathize with what they were saying because I used to say that I used to be like you ain't got to take all of that you don't have to do all of that but then once I started to understand why like um who said it I can't remember I heard it when they were talking about I'm gonna just use an example singing they said people don't sing just for the melody your best
Did you
song
say pagan?
huh
Did you say pagan? I didn't catch what you said.
I said people don't
Okay.
sing
No, but what did you say before that?
I forgot I don't
Okay.
know but I was saying people don't sing um for the melody. The best songs are somebody expressing themselves. It's an expression of themselves. And once I started to listen with those type of ears, I was like, oh, okay, now it's making sense why they're saying or why they're doing what they're doing. They're in that zone. They starting to feel it. And then you
Hmm.
start to feel it and start to appreciate it.
Yeah.
versus just looking to it for face value.
Yeah. And I can say this, man, I've had to check myself in that space too, especially, you get around a specific demographic of people and they start talking and it's all loud and obnoxious, right? And just
Let's say
belligerent.
YN, get around YN.
Well, but sometimes it's the YFs too.
Yeah.
But then you have to understand it's passion. A lot of times growing up, they weren't allowed to have a voice, because their parents told them to be quiet to shut. I mean, you know how that goes. So now when they can, when they do have a platform to speak, they want to make sure they're being heard.
Yep.
And you learn that by asking questions, just by talking to people. What about you, TK?
Yeah, because you've been quiet.
Yes, you have.
I'm taking everything in that y'all are saying because y'all are so on point with everything, with the way that we are put out there. It does come across as us being bold, but it's also a fierceness with it. Just like the portion with the singing, and they doing all the runs. The runs is one of those things. It's like putting seasoning on some meat. That's what takes that song. And a lot of times, if that's in a church environment, that's the game changer that can put people in that worship, that space of worship, and a message getting across. So it's like I think the people that are in these spaces where they're being called extra, or that they're doing the most, or just adding the seasoning to something that's already good. Because a lot of times that could be the icebreaker in a room at a party. Sitting somebody that know the line dance and they got their own little flair. A lot of times that's the icebreaker to get other people on the dance floor.
That's true. But answer the question.
Sorry, answer the question. What was the question, Mr.
Have you ever had to check yourself about like calling somebody extra? Then we took a step back, you understood where it was coming from?
I will say I have. But I will also say I didn't get it probably at that time. It may have been noticed over time. And it's like, got it. Because usually in those spaces, there is usually a reason behind it. Sometimes that person, sometimes some people are attention seeking, but sometimes it's a confidence. So sometimes it's just a different thing. It could be, hey, I wanted to get this done and I achieved it, so I'm finna show out with it now that I know that I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
it's like that video where they had the whole auditorium was dancing at a graduation at a college. I think it was a college graduation.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, just get your diploma and leave." I'm like, you don't know what the hell they went through to get to that point.
Real.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell they went through. They could have been like homeless or some shit, and you don't know. Like, yeah.
And while you saying that, that's usually one of the common things that happens.
But the thing that got me the most, this is what touched my heart, is who said it? Sometimes people, it was a pastor, I can't remember what pastor said it, I might have heard it on the radio or whatever. Sometimes people are so lost for words, all they can do is make a sound.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man. And whether it's good, you could take it good or bad. You might be just that excited that you can't put the words together, and you just Make a sound. At least sing a tune, a hum, or something. Or the same thing. You might be in that much pain that you can't make a sound, so you hum, or you go on a run, like you just have a run with no words, just melody.
Yeah.
So it's so many different avenues or so many different reasons for those those actions that we saw in the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's that saying, DJ? If you hum, the devil don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you're home, the devil don't know what you're saying.
mm.
Yeah.
But them old church phrases again.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
That's what's up.
All
Come
right.
on,
All right.
bro,
So
bro,
y'all
bro.
ever been in a space where y'all would said that y'all were doing being extra?
Say it one more time.
Have you ever been in a space where you were told you was being extra?
Hell
All the
yeah.
time. All the time.
I said that real quick.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
And I wasn't even trying. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wasn't even
Man,
trying.
they done told me, the way I dress, the way I walk, the way I just walked in here. Oh, you don't like my suit? I like wearing suits.
Mm-hmm.
It make me feel good. Thank you for the compliment. I guess. Mm-hmm. Leave me alone. I be out there dancing. I be swinging too, boy.
I remember it was a time, and I don't know if you remember this particular time, D, that we was out dancing before, and people said we was extra.
Because they couldn't do the dances that we was doing. Was this
Yeah.
the downtown event or which time?
Yep.
Shoot.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's all right. We danced that whole night. We barely sat down.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I didn't heard it. I ain't let it discourage me. Now there was a time when I was younger when it probably would have discouraged me. But I bumped that.
I agree.
I was at an event, um, and at the end of October, beginning of November, I had to go to Chicago. Me and some other fellas, speaking, and everybody dressed how they dressed. Some people was dressed down jeans. Well, not me, of course. Me. I'm dressed to the T. And like, why? Why? First of all, I'm in front of hundreds of people. Second of all, because it makes me feel good. Third of all, because I can. Like that's the reason why I like to present myself a certain way, so I can be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
No way I'll be up here speaking in front of senators and all this stuff and
Oh,
look.
Diesel. Away. Cause now you
Yeah.
tripping.
Definitely.
Absolutely. But anyways, I'm gonna say this, y'all. This gonna be my last words already. Um, Stop letting people tell you how to do something, when to do something. If you got it, own it, flaunt it. If they call you extra, that's on them. It's not on you. Respectfully, of course. Keep being you unapologetically. Find your niche, and then finding your niche is gonna lead you to the people that you are supposed to do life with. That's all I gotta say.
Mhm. Okay. I like that. D8, you all right over there?
Yeah, no. You got dog and shit all on me now. Uh, my words is try to understand before you criticize. Yeah, because the only reason why you criticizing because you don't understand.
Okay.
That's it.
And I'll piggyback off there. Um, there's a saying that there's usually a method to the madness. and usually there is. There's usually a clear meaning behind. There's usually a why to what people do and how people operate.
Yeah.
So you may not know that understanding, but if you ever get a chance to learn the understanding of why that person does what they do, I think there's a better respect for it, and it's not no longer considered as extra.
Great.
That's
Okay.
it.
I
All
might
right.
shoot you like that.
Yeah. Most
Great
definitely.
conversation, family.
Yeah. Most definitely. So of course, oh hey Hope. Of course, those that are in, well, shoot, GA about to get some bad weather up yonder too. Y'all that are in this freeze areas or whatever, y'all be safe. Um, 'Cause, yeah, we don't know how the weather's gonna be right now. The meteorologists are speaking about what they think may happen. Sometimes they'll tell you, "Ooh, it's gonna rain all day," and it be hot as hell, and ain't no drop of rain. But definitely be safe. Make sure y'all are bundled up. The roads is bad. If that ain't your thing, just don't attempt it. Don't put yourself and others in harm's way. Trying to get somewhere you may not necessarily need to get to. I know a lot of churches have switched to doing virtual on Sunday. You can praise God on virtual just like you can praise Him in person. But definitely just be safe. If you haven't already, get your water and other little stuff. Some places is already dried up. 'Cause people ain't playing. People are in pandemic mode over a few days of possible bad weather. So some spaces are a little dry, but definitely be safe. And if you don't have nothing to do while you're stuck in the house, go back and watch some old episodes of this podcast. You might find something else that'll bless you. Might be something that you missed. So enjoy and knock that out. But definitely do some. Hey, this is self-care time. Get some stuff done that you haven't done. Read a book. Shoot. Turn your music on and dance around the house. Hell. Burn some calories
Work
while
something.
you're at it.
Work something.
Yeah. Turn on some 90s hip hop and set it off.
Whistle while you twerk.
Yeah, see? You know what they was doing. Yeah, exactly. Bad extra. Yeah, that right there.
We were singing to you.
I know, y'all so nice.
Work something. Yin yang anything.
Oh boy.
Great conversation, y'all. Great conversation.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes, sir.
much. Very
Easy.
much.
No.
All
okay.
right. Hey, Hope, you can go back and rewatch this. You got
Go.
a couple
Get off me. Go.
to do that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that tuned in tonight and tunes in on a weekly basis. We greatly appreciate y'all. But like I said, definitely be safe, be careful, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah, what's up with it? Do it cause I love it and I stuck with it. We ain't with the subbing in the cut with it. Please none of the talks, I heard enough of it. Like, what you gonna do? Where you at? Who you with? You ain't really about this. Don't talk about it. Really on the move.